GAC Sports Network welcomes you to the following presentation of the Great American Conference.
Welcome back in for the Fire Lake Arena in Shawnee, Oklahoma. It's round 3 of the Battle of the Ravine in the final women's quarterfinal of the GAC Conference Tournament as the number 6 seed Ouachita Baptist Lady Tigers take on the number 3 seed Henderson State Reddies. Welcome back in once again, folks. Along with Joey McWilliams, I'm Blake Smith. And Joey, this has been a home-and-home series this year as both teams win on their home court. And this is a long way from Arkadelphia, but both teams get to make the trip for the first time in a few years.
It's really pretty cool they get to see each other in the conference tournament. They've met in the GAC tournament just one time prior to this, and that was a victory for Henderson State. So in essence, I guess we get a best of 3 this year?
It is indeed. Whoever wins this one gets to keep their season alive and gets to play Harding tomorrow afternoon. For Ouachita Baptist, you have the 2 offensive stars in Lainey Mears and Michaela Miller. Conversely, for the Reddies, you'll have all GAC first team selection Ashley Farrar, second in the league in scoring. So you've got 2 really good offensive matchups of these 2 teams today.
But, and that's really what I think you look at here is you get into conference tournament play where defense kicks in. We saw something in our previous game that would carry over, and I think the teams watching this recognize that, where Oklahoma Baptist getting the win, it was key to them to make the defensive stops, specifically against the star player for the opposing team, Arkansas Tech at that point. So I think what you're going to see from these coaches too, we're looking at what do they do on defense first. How are they going to come out? They're expecting their own players and their stars, as you mentioned, for both these 2 teams to get their part. What are they going to do on defense to make a difference today?
Henderson State has played significantly better at home this season. Ouachita Baptist pretty balanced in terms of home and road splits. As we see, and something that we see, the Reddies have traditionally averaged in the mid to upper 70s per game. It's taken them a while to get up to that season, but Coach Jill Thomas likes the way that her team has played over the last 2 weeks of the regular season.
Ouachita, the number 6 seed coming into this contest, 11-11 in league play this year, right at 500. Henderson State, the number 3 seed, 14-8 this year in league play.
It should be a fun one here. These 2 teams, no love lost between them. And one of them will survive and advance to face Harding tomorrow afternoon. And one of them will see their season come to an end. Henderson State is the number 3 seed, will be the home team. They'll wear their home whites. Ouachita in the road black uniforms. See if we can't get this one underway. Up and tipped, and it'll be controlled by Ouachita. There you see with the basketball, Michaela Miller, the all-conference selection. With it on the right wing, now Grayson Fairless did some damage at Bill Vining Arena against the Reddies in their first matchup of the season. Flex cut, down inside goes Robinson, and now back out to Fairless. Mears with it, finds Miller. Miller tries a split defender, gets all the way to the basket, and will be charged with a shot clock violation.
Really good help for Henderson State on the inside. Giles comes over, makes the difference, steps in there. Got good help from Martin as well. Nice defensive stand open for Henderson State.
Reddies into that dribble drive style offense. We'll see a lot of drive and kick. There's Abby Giles. She'll fire a 3 and puts it in. Giles, the senior from Searcy, strikes first. And the Reddies lead it 9-0. Difference in these 2 games, both 10-point victories by the home teams in their matchups in Arkadelphia, and there's a tip and a foul.
Well, it's appropriate then. This is on a neutral site. Although I guess Henderson State may feel like more the home team with the home team jersey.
A touch more supporters in the crowd here in Shawnee. And off will go to Robinson. The foul, she'll get underneath the basket and fire the hammer pass into press row.
I see Coach David Sharp over there on the sideline, the athletic director for Ouachita Baptist. He's got some purple and black on.
He might.
He was in the vicinity.
Close enough. There's Raby, fires the corner three well short, right into the hands of Farrar, who gets stripped on the way up and taken away. Miller goes in transition, driving all the way to the basket, puts it up and in.
You mentioned one of two players to garner GAC recognition back on Wednesday night here, right here in Fire Lake Arena.
Farrar struggling with the basketball. There's Martin to pull the trigger on a deep three. It's too strong. And there is a foul charged against Giles, and we'll go the other way. Robinson had Giles in great position there and draws the foul. Inside Mears with it, guarded by Martin out of the man-to-man. Ladies feel comfortable switching almost everything. Robinson takes it in, might have been deflected by Raby, gets it back, trying to put a shot up, but she was falling to the ground. Gets it taken away.
Nice job by Raby on defense, just backing away, bending but not breaking.
Martin's pass tipped and stolen away. Here comes Fairless back the other, Williams back the other way. Now, shot up from the block by Fairless is no good.
I want to give credit again to Raby on that one. Got back in position, forced Ouachita to have to make a decision where to put the ball. She didn't actually force the block there, but she was there getting back on defense quickly.
Giles wants to drive from the top of the key, pass tipped and out of bounds. Ouachita will dig into their bench first. Madeline Tipton and Abby Harrison will check in for the Tigers. Coach Robert Dallimore in his 4th season at Ouachita, 24-52 overall. Jill Thomas in her 10th season at the helm at Henderson State, a 146-123 record. There's Patton with the turnaround, doesn't go.
Too much momentum, sliding across the lane and shot the ball with that momentum.
Miller tries to drive in again, and she will be fouled by Martin. Miller just turned the Jets on there, and Martin did not have a great path to the ball. Miller gets it on the inbound, barely keeps that pivot foot alive. Back out to Mears between the circles. Robinson, nothing doing there, guarded by Giles. Out on the right wing is Tipton. Mears with 6 on the shot clock. Tries to find a path. Harrison with it. Gonna have to put it up at the shot clock horn. That won't fall, and Raby another rebound. Both teams pretty cold from the field here in the early going. Farrar with that drag step gets into the lane, and she's fouled on the way up.
I knew it was going to be in her hands pretty soon. She was going to want to make something happen on that offensive end.
That was on Madeline Tipton. That's her team's first though.
Talk about Henderson State, and I like the switches on defense. Playing that man-to-man defense, they've been able to make the adjustments. Players switching at the appropriate times and keeping that ball in front of them always.
Farrar just shy of 20 points per game on the season. There you see Coach Jill Thomas. A senior-laden team here for the Reddies. You see majority of them on the floor. She'll go pretty deep into her rotation early, and another foul. That one on Templeton.
Templeton, that's her first team's 4.
Getting into the bench again. Samantha Watson checks in for Ouachita. On the inbound. Driving in, nowhere to go. Almost traveled, lost that pivot foot. Now Mears thinks, fires the three. It won't go and gets her own rebound on the long side. Takes all the way to the basket that time. And the rebound by Templeton.
Well, for as well as Henderson State's been getting in position to get the boards, get the block out, get a long rebound like that, goes a little bit too far. They're fortunate to get back and be able to reset on defense again, come away with it.
Giles another three, that one just long. The rebound chased down in the corner by Harrison. Miller in transition, gets all the way to the basket and misses the shot. Templeton back-to-back defensive rebounds, comfortable enough to dribble it into the front court. And Martin will go to work. Looks for the lane, spins, nice pass across to Templeton. She is fouled before the shot, they'll say. And that's exactly what you want, Joey, out of the dribble drive. You want that help defender to be sucked over, and to where Martin can dump it across to whatever post player comes into the game. J.J. Edmonds and Olivia Allen check in for the Reddies. Robinson returns for the Tigers. Edmonds has provided a nice spark off the bench for the Reddies the last 5 or 6 games down the stretch. Gambled and lost in Miller, and Edmonds had a path to the basket but didn't take it. Goes to Farrar instead. Nice step through, can't get the layup to go. Low scoring affair. A wide open three in the corner for Tipton is off, and there's a foul there on Harrison. The third Ouachita team foul, and we'll step aside for the first time tonight. Neither of these teams wanting to give points away to the other. Henderson State leads it 5-2 early.
Who do we look to shape our world? It'll be people who know how to think with their heads and their hearts. People who contribute with compassion, courage, confidence. People who understand that faith is not the enemy of education, but its partner. Tomorrow's difference makers and world changers will understand they're part of something bigger, an unstoppable force for good. More than book smart, more than business smart, they are wise in their whole being. These are the people who will shape our future, and you'll find them at OBU today.
I am a future shaper.
I'm a future shaper.
We are future shapers. Learn to live well and lead well in God's world. Be a future shaper at OBU.
One of several Division II conference tournaments taking place this week. Henderson State, Ouachita Baptist, the closest rivalry in college sports. Teams separated by just two-lane Arkansas Highway 7 in Clark County.
Now, I know the football teams walk across the street to play one another, you know, get dressed in their own locker room, walk across the street. Do the basketball teams do that as well?
They do not. They take their personal vehicles to the opposing gym parking lot, though. Learned that one firsthand. There's Edens with 10 on the shot clock for Henderson State. Curls past two defenders, finds an open Farrar. Three on the way. Won't go, and the long rebound will not fall. And quickly, Martin and Raby return for the Reddies.
Gracie Raby.
Still 5-2. Both teams 4+ minutes without scoring. Great post battle down there, as you see. Fairless and Templeton going to work. And get it to him on either side. Little double curl there. Now Harrison. Robinson in the corner with 10, and Farrar going to pick up the blocking foul. And that will put Ouachita on the line. Farrar has been prone to foul trouble in some games this year. And it's a completely different team, Joey, with her off the floor.
Well, she's been a presence, you know, for so long, and just really player that you expect to see on the court. You talk about Henderson State in recent years, you expect to be talking about Ashley Farrar. it's big for both sides. I mean, you know, it's something for the Reddies knowing that she's not out there, but it's also a bit of a boost sometimes for the opponents to go, okay, listen, we can work around. We're not going to let her beat us, and she's definitely not going to do it while she's sitting on the bench.
Almost change her entire defensive scheme. That dribble drive, looks for open threes, inside out like that right there. Raby from the top of the key, can't get it to go. Reddy's 1 of 6 now from three-point range. Giles had that one on the first possession. Mears wants a three and can't get it. Ouachita 0 of 4. Teams a combined 2 of 19 from the field as Edens almost loses it on her own. Martin will balance the floor. Raby in the lane. Edens a little jab step, finds Raby cutting to the basket, stops, uses the window. Raby, the senior, one of the most adept players at using the glass in college basketball.
Well, and it was a nice adjustment too, as it looked like she had an open lane to take the layup. It closed up quickly, and she just planted, and as you mentioned, put that off the glass. Looked nice.
3 minutes left in the first. It's the first field goal for either team in 5 minutes. And the air ball for Robinson is rebounded by Fairless. She goes to work. Nice fake, but can't get the basket to go. And Templeton pulls down another rebound, already her 4th of the day.
By this point of the tournament, sometimes I think fans, if we've been watching for a while now, and we're in game 6 here in Shawnee in 2023, but for each of these teams, it's the first time to be out there on the court, getting through that first quarter and the adjustment and the depth perception issues that may arise with that open field behind each backboard.
Giles and Patton return for Henderson State. You also see Jasmine Bailey, the transfer from Tarleton State. One of 5 seniors that were recognized last week. Edens gets double teamed, tries a little reverse layup, can't get it to go, and Patton tips it out of the hands of Fairless and out of bounds.
Abby Harrison returns.
So 2 very different quarterfinal games we've seen so far today. Arkansas Tech and Oklahoma Baptist we saw earlier today, a very high scoring affair, both early and late. This one a little more of a defensive battle of teams.
I tell you, I expected this more from this contest.
Robinson with a 3 won't go. Giles the rebound, even though it was tipped out of her hands, secured it anyway. Push it back. Maybe gets herself down into a corner. With 2 minutes to play or just over. They're sending a second defender to Edens. There's Giles for 3 again. Can't get it to go. She has hot streaks and she has very cold streaks. Miller all the way to the basket. No, but she's fouled. And you cannot let Miller get that free in the open court. You can't even let her find a lane without sinking 2 or 3 help defenders in, or she'll make you pay.
Yeah, she's like Vinnie Johnson, the microwave back in the 80s. She can get hot quickly, put those shots in, and such speed as well.
That's outstanding. Thank you so much for that.
I remember watching the Pistons back then.
Miller puts the first in, and that breaks a 2+ minute scoring drought. The Tigers 0 of their last 12 from the field. The Reddies 1 of their last 10. It's seeming more like the game that was played at Bill Vining Arena on Ouachita's campus back in January, more so than the Valentine's Day contest played at the Duke Wells Center, and Martin throws it away. Bailey not quite ready for that pass. Minute 45, just a 1-possession game. 6.5 minutes since Ouachita's made a field goal. With their 2 best players involved, looks like a pretty good defensive game plan so far. There's Tipton driving in. It's up with Miller at the top of the key with 10 to go. Tipton finds another lane. Picks it up there. Now Miller in the lane, goes to work, has it blocked by Raby and taken away by Farrar.
Wow, that was big.
Raby the little step through, no, but she's fouled.
And Raby made the adjustment at the last moment, drawing the defender over with her. Just the block here, and she's going to be there on the other end as well.
Huggins returns. Gracie Raby at the line.
Hustle player.
For 2.
A very small, but very good high school program in Mount Vernon, Arkansas. They've got a very good high school team playing in a state quarterfinal matchup today as well. Second one won't go either. The Reddies have struggled from the free throw line this season. Not their best as they rank right in the middle of the pack, just 72% as a team. Well behind league leader Oklahoma Baptist. Inside of a minute in this low scoring affair here in the first quarter. There's Mears and Miller on the give and go.
There you go. Textbook. That was pretty.
That's 7:05. Ouachita went between field goals. Martin takes it all the way to the basket and no luck there. Now you've got Miller one-on-one with Farrar. They take it up and a blocking foul, and that's Farrar's second.
That's on Ashley Farrar, that's her second.
Watch here as Farrar gets down here. Just did not quite get set in time.
Just about a step and a half quicker, and she'd have been in good position.
May have been better served to just step aside, do a little Olay there, and get in and get out and see if you can make Miller maybe just miss it, but don't give up that foul at that point.
A lot of coaches now teaching that run through just to try to disrupt the shooter. And Miller gives Ouachita the lead. Watson will check in for her. Robinson back in as well.
Robinson returns.
Ouachita with their first lead of the game, and it comes with 32 seconds left in the quarter. Out of a 5-0 Lady Tiger run. Finds Edens, and now Brindley Huggins, the true freshman in the corner. Now Huggins deadly from 3 when she has an opening. Just about a second and a half difference in the shot clock and the game clock. Raby off balance puts it in.
Nice move. Worked for that one.
So good at body control to be able to do that kind of stuff. Driving, spinning. They're going to call a held ball at the buzzer. And they'll just call it at the quarter. Take a possession away from either team. Into the first. It's a battle of Arkadelphia teams. Henderson State with a 9-8 advantage after one.
Hey, Future Readies. Are you interested in careers that help your community? Henderson State University offers degrees in nursing, teaching, psychology, social work, and health and human performance. Visit hsu.edu/degrees to see the full list of degree opportunities. We are here to help you be ready for what's next. Contact us at admissions@hsu.edu or visit hsu.edu/readies to apply today or schedule a campus visit.
When you think about college, it's easy to think of intimidating things.
Like the large campus and classrooms, big books, and big tests. But when you get here, you realize that it's not just about these things.
It's about the people
who pushed us to succeed.
Those who struggled and achieved with us.
It's about finding our place.
And living and learning with people who care about you.
This is home.
There you see the darlings of the tournament, the Ouachita Baptist Tigers, who has an 8 seed, knocked off number 11 nationally ranked Southern Nazarene last night to advance to semifinals Saturday. So they went to the monitor and reviewed here. They're actually going to put 0.6 of a second on the clock because of that held ball. And Henderson State will have it on the alternating possession, which means they lose it at the beginning of the quarter. Martin will just get it in and hold it. That's the official end of the first quarter.
We're right back where we started.
But we'll keep it right here as everybody kind of has a little bit of fun with that one.
Tigers in.
Well, what it does, though, is it gives Ouachita the ball in a better situation. I mean, that really is wisdom on the part of Coach Dallimore, and that's going to come from a coach who has his Juris Doctorate. I mean, this is a very smart individual on the Ouachita bench, has done so much. He has been at the Division I level, assistant coach many places throughout the state of Arkansas as well. Coached on the high school level, gotten teams deep into state tournaments, Final Four and beyond. This is, he's pretty sharp, I guess is what I'm trying to say, and has some basketball wisdom.
Took over for Coach Gary Crowder, who spent a long time as the head coach of Ouachita and now still does some work in retirement with the Arkansas Fellowship of Christian Athletes. A really good guy and a really good coach who had some successful teams over the years.
Now, Coach Crowder was there for a long, long time. He was an institution there. Looking at a couple things, we mentioned this, by the way, the last game. If you're here at Shawnee, one thing you don't want to do is score 67 points. We've had 3 of the last 4 games, the team that's lost has scored 67 points, so don't do that. That's your Randium trivia. We actually do have some other trivia coming up a little bit later on in the quarter. Under Armour trivia question coming up here in the second quarter.
Those are always fun. We enjoy those here at the table as much as y'all do at home. Second quarter of play. And Ouachita will have it. Henderson essentially lost a possession on that held ball since they decided to put 0.6 of a second left, but they did it by rule, and there's nothing you can really do about it.
That's what I'm telling you. That's the wisdom of Coach Dallimore, knowing what's going on, being aware.
10 on the shot clock as Mears has it in the short corner. Miller gonna have to make something happen, guarded by Edens, gets downhill, splits 2 defenders and lays it in.
There was a gap. I know you can't see this, but I've got my fingers about this far apart. That's how little room there was, and Miller made it happen.
She's so quick with that first step. She can be a nightmare for opposing teams. Edens in the corner and a quick close by Miller. Raby wants to try the 3, puts it in. Both teams shooting under 25% for the game. It's going to be a battle, and there's a defensive lapse by the Reddies as Harrison finds herself wide open.
The help up top, and Harrison, you just can't leave her alone on the inside.
No back cuts yet for the Reddies out of their dribble drive. Lobbed, and Huggins not quite tall enough for that one as it sails out of bounds. And there's Coach Trent May, Southern Nazarene, the Women's GAC Coach of the Year.
Got his team into the semifinals yesterday. And that has proven, I think, all the way around on both of these brackets to be no easy task.
Neither of these teams willing to give an edge. Mears the step back. The long 2, though, won't go. There's the rebound and brought back out. Fairless at the free throw line. Goes to work on Templeton and is fouled. That's something that the Reddies have been experimenting with all season long, is who to fit in that forward spot with a 4-guard set. And over the last 5 or 6 games, Erica Patton has kind of stepped up, but Templeton, being the more experienced player, has gotten a lot of leeway tonight as she finally heads to the bench and Patton comes back in. First of 2, good by Grayson Fairless. And the second one good as well.
It's like that. She's a 63% free throw shooter on the year.
She had 20 points off the bench in Ouachita's 10-point win over the Reddies at home. Giles spins and back out. Raby trying to drive and lose it out of bounds. I'll say it was tipped. Ouachita playing a very packed-in man-to-man. They know that Henderson State wants to get downhill to the basket, and they're trying to limit their driving lanes as much as they can. Raby will have that long inbound pass. Patton working, has got a defender on her hip. Instead, the ready guards decide to play catch with it. Giles steps back along two, front of the rim, no. Patton right there to clean up the board and can't get it to go.
Wow. That has to be frustrating for her, too. Only white jersey in the vicinity. She gets the board, can't make the putback.
Robinson's three deflected by Giles, gets it back, goes up and under. Another offensive rebound, and she'll get fouled.
Third time's a charm. Can't make the basket, but she'll go to the free throw line.
Avoided all the contact and then got the foul charge, I believe, to Patton. Robinson, the true freshman, makes the first of two. True freshman from Marmaduke, Arkansas, another good small school, high school program in Arkansas. Second one good. More subs at the table. Watson back in for Ouachita. Bailey and Allen turn for Henderson.
I was thinking about what you mentioned, and there are a number of players, the women's team and men's team, whose alma maters are playing deep into the playoffs, both in Arkansas and Oklahoma this week.
It is an embarrassment of riches, particularly in women's basketball in Arkansas right now. There's Allen open in the corner, dumped in to Patton. Gets herself in a bad spot. Giles, nice crossover and dump feed to Patton. Cannot get it to go, gets it up, scores that time and draws a foul.
Third time's a charm on the other end. She had missed that shot the previous trip down the court, missed her first opportunity, which was an easier look at the basket, makes the more difficult shot, and she's fouled.
Offensive rebounds. I'd love to see points off of offensive rebounds for both of these teams tonight, as neither of them are setting the world on fire shooting the basketball, and Patton misses that free throw. Long one ahead, Mears behind the defense, goes up through some contact, nothing there. How she got that open behind the defense, I'll never know. Giles dribbles hard downhill. Raby takes it, shot over Fairless, high off the glass, but too high. Too much. Now pass ahead, Fairless behind the defense as it's stripped out of bounds and off her leg.
Well, the defensive presence by Henderson State in the early going, it's frustrating this Ouachita team. They're getting back so quickly on defense, and even when it looks like it might be an open look, somebody in white jersey is there.
They've got their lanes in transition defense. There's Allen, the true freshman. There, Bobby Basil now in the game is at Reddy's post player. Giles trying to get some opportunity. Bailey with a nice ball fake. The 12-footer on the way is no good. Rebound falls into Allen's hands as he puts it in.
And it just does. Everyone closing in. They closed in too far, wound up under the basket, just dropped into the hands of Allen.
Step back three for Mears. Looks short, is short, and goes out of bounds. Martin and Miller return for their respective teams. And Tipton back in for Ouachita as well. Martin some extended minutes on the bench here as we've crossed pretty deep into the second quarter. 4 minutes in. Oh, with a nice ball fake, replaces Giles in the corner, fires along two, can't get it to go. Grayson Williams the rebound. Middle of the floor, tries to take it all the way, but draws the foul. And will shoot two.
Well, you've talked about that defender moving alongside. That was an easy call, and Allen reached out and made it that much easier. Raby comes back in her place.
The 16th combined foul between these two teams in just shy of a quarter and a half of play.
Well, 16's the number. Both teams have it on the scoreboard. Changes now for the Tigers.
Second one up, won't get it to go. Basil tries to chase it down to the corner, and Harrison was out of bounds. Reddy's ball. Good Ouachita contingents made their way here as we're closer into the actual weekend as Bailey puts up the three, can't get it to go. They plan on staying all weekend. Trying to get 2 teams into semifinals Saturday. Three-pointer up and no good. Some contact there, ball's loose on the floor, it's held. And Henderson State will get it back.
A little bit of contact on that shot. And I don't know if that's exactly the one you were talking about too. Tipton dropped back just a little bit, and I don't think that was all acting.
You've got 2 Division I officials on the floor here in Montreal Simmons and Amy Thomas, both very outstanding officials. They're not going to miss much. Heading to the free throw line. Now Giles driving, finds a wide open Martin in the corner, puts up a 3, and it can't get it to go. With the long rebound to Giles, tries one from the free throw line and scores. There's Watson from the elbow. Nothing doing, almost threw it away. Now Miller back in the game, been pretty quiet since a hot first quarter. Harrison driving into the lane, off the backboard, scores and draws the foul.
She's had that coming for a little while. Hasn't had the look inside that she's wanted just yet. Started that, goes to the left, comes right back, spinning around, and gets the move on the inside to go over the defender.
She'll try to convert the three-point play when we come back, just over halfway through the second quarter. Ouachita on top by 1. Two teams battling for a spot in the semifinals, as well as a rubber match of a rivalry game. These teams shooting a combined 12 of 50 from the field. 2 of 19 from 3 as Harrison will head to the line. Tries to convert the three-point play. High arcing shot, can't get it to go. Bobby Basil the rebound. Comfortable enough to dribble it. Ouachita holding the 1-point advantage. Game on pace to maybe be the first team to 50. Edens with 7 on the shot clock, almost hipped it and lost it anyway. Mears with the steal. Step back finding Miller. Miller finds a lane and gets the blocking foul on Edens.
Leaned in to draw that contact there, and she'll go to the line once again.
They've been a little late as well, and Ashley Farrar comes back into the game with 2 fouls for Henderson State, and Jill Thomas says we've got to be able to do something offensively, and you've got to have your first team all-selection. How about that piece of trivia for you? 3 seeds, 11-1 all time in quarterfinal matches.
So then the question is, who's the only number 6 seed to beat a number 3 seed? By the way, that favors Henderson State today. So who is the only number 6 seed to beat a number 3 seed?
I actually know this one.
Oh, I definitely know this one.
Only because we talked about it a little bit yesterday.
Yes. I saw that on your text. It garnered attention on your text, and I do know the answer.
Martin from the elbow puts it up. I can't give myself any credit, though. David Sally, Henderson State Associate AD for Communications, and my good friend, sent that one in. Thought they were an 8 seed, and Raby draws the offensive foul.
Yeah, you might have thought that team that season would have been an 8 seed, and actually a number 6 seed. So give you a chance to think about that for just a moment. We'll give you the answer here in just a little bit before we come to the end of the half.
Now Robert Dalmore's going to plead his case. Not going to get him anywhere, and Raby gets fouled. Ouachita still with 2 fouls to give.
She's been a part of the whistle on either end of the court now. She's been strong on defense today.
She's just a gritty player. And what she has to get her team a win.
I talked about Farrar being synonymous with this Reddy's team. I think Gracie Raby has been that much as well.
Well, Farrar, she has it guarded by Miller. Now Raby wants to go to work. Giles got to make something happen. Farrar gets tripped by Miller. And that's Miller's second.
You know, that was an excuse me foul. Just feet in the wrong place at the wrong time. And
stepped right on her big toe.
Yeah, stepped on her, came down on her. Obviously not intentional.
The best possible thing that could happen for Henderson State is they get 20 seconds back on the shot clock. Between the circles will reset inside of 3 minutes to play in the half. Martin dribbles and has to find Raby driving the baseline again. The pass, there's Giles, a deep three, puts it in. And Jill Thomas wants a timeout. And the Reddies have the lead back. A game that's been back and forth. 30-second timeout as the Reddies have made 3 field goals in a row, now shooting 9 of 27 from the field. See if we can find your Under Armour trivia answer. The only number 6 seed to defeat a number 3 seed.
Is it who you thought it was?
It was who I thought it was.
I thought so.
Defeated Southwestern back in the 2020 conference tournament.
And that was, listen, that was a good Monticello team under Coach Greg Long. Recent years, he was there for a season before heading over to Mississippi College, where I believe he is still the coach there at Mississippi College right now, Coach Long's team. And it was similar that year to what we saw from Southern Arkansas, what we've seen from Coach Collins' team, is that Monticello team just played. I mean, it was 90-0 the entire time. They went on not only to defeat Southwestern, they won the semifinals as well and gave Southeastern a run in Southeastern's trip to the championship back in 2020 with Katie Webb, who's in the building today working for the GAC right now. They just ran out of gas. But, I mean, spending as much gas as they did each night, you almost thought it had to happen. They played beyond who they were, and it was a great team back in 2020 for UAM.
Robinson can't get the mid-range to go. Bailey had a lane and didn't take it, and Giles stepped on the sideline.
But, yeah, they won. It was 63-55 over a tough Southwestern team.
I had Coach Long a couple of times this year. Do a little bit of officiating there in the Gulf South. A young team for him this year. If they can stay together, they've got a chance to do something. As Giles steals and gets the breakaway. And a little shoulder check there by Watson.
She's going to wind up shooting 2 anyway around, but it's not going to be an and one opportunity. The foul committed well before the basket.
Giles will take a trip to the free throw line, our first trip of the night, and will make the first. It's our 9 points on the day.
Giles, a 77% free throw shooter on the season, makes them both.
A 7-0 run for the Reddies over the last 2 minutes to open up a 4-point lead, which is their largest of the game. Mears wants to get it inside and does so to Fairless. Fairless turns over that right shoulder and puts it up and in with the left hand.
It's a nice combination. Fairless and Harrison there for Ouachita.
Giles wants another 3, puts it in. Abby Giles with her third three-pointer of the afternoon, giving Henderson their biggest lead of the game, this time up to 5 points. Oh, and a backdoor cut, Mears wide open. Nothing prettier in the game of basketball than a backdoor cut with a nice bounce pass. It's very old school of me to say, especially the way the game is played now, but it still rings true. There's Martin, she wants a corner three, can't get it to go, rebound. Raby can't hold on to it. Watson will grab it, and Bailey will come in and tie it up. Ouachita will get the possession.
We're talking Pete Carroll, old school Princeton basketball.
You see a little bit of that Princeton offense now in what they call the Chin series, which usually involves a high post player and a lot of cuts and three-point shooting after it. It's kind of a version that Jill Thomas has kind of modified. She works that one post player and does a lot of inside-out stuff. Wants that inside-out three, which is one of the most efficient shots in basketball. Joey Babel checks in for Ouachita for the first time. She has it there on the right wing. Good tip by Basil. Allen will steal it away, goes 3-on-2. Basil takes it, pump fakes, goes up and scores.
Nice stop, good body control.
And the 3-on-2. Watson back the other way. Goes one-on-one with Bailey as we're inside of 30 seconds to play. 7-second difference. Shot clock should be turned off after this possession. Watson wants to get it inside to Fairless, and they're going to call a foul underneath.
Yep.
And Fairless will go shoot two as Basil just had her held.
Lots of work going on there in the lane.
Also substitution by the Reddies. Also
there you see a line change substitution by the Reddies. 5 new players in.
And the line, number 12, Grayson Fairless.
Fairless shooting 63% on the year from the line.
Fairless at the line, can't get it to go. Really the difference for Ouachita in their win over the Reddies back in January, a game that the Reddies started out on a 13-2 run, led by as many as 15 in the first quarter. Let Ouachita back into it. Farrar top of the key with 5 seconds, wants to do something, fades from 10, can't get it to go, it goes out of bounds. And it is Ouachita basketball with just over a second. 5 new Reddies in. A full-scale offense for defense substitution.
Don't see that one all the time.
No, we saw it a lot yesterday for Southern Arkansas, but didn't matter, offense, defense. Adam Collins is going to roll them in.
You had your 2 minutes and make the most of it.
Watson going to get the shot off. She will not, and we've reached halftime here in Shawnee. Battle of the Ravine, round 3. The rubber-matched first half goes to Henderson State, 30-26 over crosstown rival Ouachita. We'll come back and tell you more about it on our GAC Sports Network halftime after this.
When you think about college, it's easy to think of intimidating things.
Like the large campus and classrooms, big books and big tests.
And the long journey you'll take to achieve your dream career.
But when you get here, you realize that it's not just about these things.
Instead, it's about the people.
The people who pushed us to succeed.
Those who struggled and achieved with us.
Believed in us.
It's about how we feel when we're on campus.
It's about finding our place.
It's about family. You may not always know exactly where you're going, but at SAU, it's about discovering yourself and living and learning with people who care about you.
It's about finding your home.
It's about being home.
This is home.
Back at Fire Lake Arena, halftime of the final quarterfinal matchup, the 3-6 matchup finds Henderson leading Ouachita 30-26. And neither team shooting the ball overly well, but Joey, one of the things that stands out to me is that Ouachita 0 for 9 from long range.
Yeah, that makes a difference. And if you're putting up that many three-pointers, you just have to have something fall. And realistically, it's not quite the same as free throws, but they are leaving points on the board.
Neither team with very many assists either. In fact, more turnovers than assists. You talk about your assist to turnover ratio. It's going to be less than 1-to-1, which is usually not a good sign. But these teams find ways to drive and get to the basket. And I know the 4 for Henderson State have come from those dribble drive, pass out three-pointers.
Yeah.
As you see it, Henderson finally was able to get something going offensively in a game that started out very low scoring, 9-8 after a quarter.
Henderson State with the 3 blocks on the board as well. And Abby Giles came alive in the second quarter. She has 13 points overall, 10 of those points coming in the second quarter. She's 3 for 5 from outside the arc herself.
Started out cold and got really hot really fast. As we take a look at some first half highlights, you there see Giles on the first offensive possession. Started out hot. Michaela Miller finds a way for the Tigers. Yeah, there you see Raby off the window. Part of that first quarter, a nice back cut there. Back and forth. Doesn't matter how good these teams are, how evenly matched they are, this game is always going to be a closely contested battle.
Very much so, and that's what you expect to see from rivals, you know, anywhere. And of course, on a neutral court, too. You talked about the fact that each team won on its home court. Here we're on a neutral court, out of state, no less, and so it provides for a different atmosphere here. Michaela Miller, 9 points to lead the way for Ouachita. A pair of steals to go with that, and Abby Harrison with 4 points in the game. I mentioned Abby Giles with 13. Gracie Raby has 7 points for the Reddies as well.
Does indeed, and neither of these teams were overly pleased with their road trips to Oklahoma this season and would like to get a few more wins into Sooner State before this week is over.
Someone's going to get one.
At least one. A matchup and an all-Arkansas semifinal as the winner will take on Harding, who we saw win over East Central yesterday to set up that second semifinal. We know the first semifinal is going to feature Oklahoma Baptist and Southern Nazarene. That'll rivalry game, and both of these teams you see today are pretty tight rivals with Harding as well. So you're going to see some pretty hotly contested semifinals our first 2 games tomorrow. We'll come back after this with your second half of action. This is Championship Basketball on the GAC Sports Network.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question: what is character, culture, and Christ? Creating culture. Certainly when we graduate students, they go out and they create culture in classrooms. They create culture in churches. They create culture anywhere they go.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself, the rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
The professors care and they go out of their way to make sure that you are going to succeed.
Hi, I'm Rolante. I'm a sophomore at Southeastern, and we help make this video.
How to spot a boll weevil. Boll weevils are a fascinating species. They're known to travel in packs, are highly intelligent, and can thrive in any environment. Each and every boll weevil is unique, and they have unique opportunities. But they all share one common trait. Every boll weevil has a bright future awaiting wherever they go. And that's how you spot a bull weevil. Learn more at uamont.edu.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question, what is character, culture, and Christ? Last but certainly not least, in fact, I would put it first, and that is serving Christ. I like the fact that it's last because it does undergird everything that we do. Our responsibility, I believe more than anything else, is to serve our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Running outdoors, you got to take what nature gives you. We'd like to say we run when they don't. So we want to give you products to be able to run when you don't think you should run, when it's pouring rain outside, it's snowing. We're going to have products for you to get out there. You don't get better sitting on your butt not training. You got to get out there and run.
At Under Armour, it's always about premium textiles. They need to perform, they need to be the best. The merging of hybrid textiles with naturals and new seaming and bonding and super sleek, modern, fast, futuristic designs, that's where we are really going to turn it up a notch. If you look good and you feel good, you're going to perform better.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question, what does character, culture, and Christ mean today? These days, I like to talk about refining character. I think that we're all in process, and in those collegiate years, those years of a university experience, there's a great opportunity to refine character.
If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Looking back, I think I was a little nervous starting college. But from the moment I arrived at OBU, it felt like home. I found new friends, we laughed together, studied together, and learned what it means to be a Bison. Amy. I got to know my professors and found out that they really care about me. I found my place at OBU.
So how do you make it? How do you overcome the odds? There's Natasha's way. Be shy, focus on yourself, till they focus on you. Or Juana's way.
Why be one champ when I want to be two?
Be like Yusra. Let nothing
Syrian refugee pulls boat to safety.
destroy your dreams.
Screw fate.
Or maybe you beat doubt one step at a time, like Johnny. What about Zoe? Never satisfied. Not with trophies or stunts. Then there's Dennis. Work with what you got to get what you don't. Or you could be like me. Dream of pro football, get hurt, dream over. Find yourself with just $7 in your pocket. So how did I get here? By being the hardest worker in the room. How are you gonna get here?
Hey, what you doing this for? Just out here for recreational purposes? No. Working, man.
Mission today is to work hard until you can't go no more. It's always a team mission. Can't get nowhere without the team. It takes everybody. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, you better be open. You better be open. Man, listen, man, listen. It's only one attitude that you gotta bring.
Let's go.
That you need to bring.
Work. I mean, we come out here every day to get better. If it was easy, everybody would do it, man. We work out on the street. You feel me? We the best in the nation. We outwork, yo. We outwork anybody. Keep fighting. We always grinding, always getting better.
Every time I come through these lines, no matter what these lines at, work. Maximum effort.
Let's go.
We see you. Your incredible potential and willpower set you apart. You're first to take that leap of faith. First to get to work. First to solve the problem. No burden should be carried alone. We'll be there. Every step, day, challenge. First is your destiny. We get it because first is who we are.
At East Central University, we educate and empower students to transform the world. We provide an exceptional hands-on learning experience with professors who really go that extra mile. East Central University encourages students to become who they're meant to be while making lasting memories. East Central University, welcome home.
A place that nurtures, encourages, and strengthens you. Most people call that home. We call it Harding University. Here, you will be challenged to grow spiritually, intellectually, and academically in an environment that inspires you to find your meaning and purpose. Our campus life fosters a community of people who will become lifelong friends. Come see for yourself what Harding is about. Pursue your meaning and purpose here with us at Harding University.
Hey Future Readies, are you interested in a career in business? Henderson State University offers bachelor's and master's degrees in business administration and certificates in analytics, marketing and communications, and nonprofit management. Visit hsu.edu/degrees to see the full list of degree opportunities. We are here to help you be ready for what's next. Contact us at admissions@hsu.edu or visit hsu.edu/readies to apply today or schedule a campus visit.
Back here with you from the Fire Lake Arena in Shawnee, Oklahoma. Our last of 4 women's quarterfinals. Henderson State leads Ouachita Baptist 30-26, just about ready to get the third quarter of action underway. It will be Henderson State basketball to try to hold on to that 4-point lead. See, both of these coaches are usually very good about using every bit of their timeout, especially between quarters. And Joey, something of note, these two teams, of course, have played so many times over the years. This is their first matchup in GAC tournament play.
Actually, they have one.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong line.
It's okay. You go back to I actually know this one. You go back to 2018, and interestingly enough, it's a 3-6 matchup there in 2018 between the two. And Henderson State won by 16, 66-50.
That was a very good tail end of a very good Henderson State women's team.
Yes.
Well, we got to get that updated in our game day programs. Farrar takes it all the way to the basket and puts it up and in. You saw what I saw there.
You're going to have a talk with David, aren't you?
I may have a talk with somebody. Miller takes it coast to coast and puts that in.
Well, she picked up right where she left off, too. What a great trip to the basket.
Baskets traded back and forth between the two teams. Raby steps through. Nice take, but can't get it to go and can't secure the rebound either. It's out of bounds. That's what I was looking at.
Okay, well,
I saw where you mentioned it now, though. So I'll take the blame.
That's all right.
That's a $5 fine for reading the internet wrong. This nice step through there and laid up and in by Grayson Fairless.
I'm trying to think. I missed 1 year in Bartlesville, and I'm pretty sure I was there that year. No, I did. I missed 2019 in Bartlesville, and had a daughter that was a senior in college, and she was performing and actually competing on the national level in cheer competition, or dance competition, cheer and dance nationals.
There's Fairless behind the defense, somehow gets it back out, and Miller with that fast step gets downhill. Driving inside, Williams can't get the easy bucket to fall. Teams that are not shooting the ball overly well, but better than they have, as Farrar takes it to the basket for the second time this half. Starting to warm up a little bit. Farrar with just 6 points. Fairless guarded by Patton. She'll up and under and leaves the shot under the rim, but gets her own rebound, fades away and puts it off the glass.
Well, to go back to the previous trip, though, you have to think Coach Thomas did talk with Farrar and encourage her. She's a senior. You know, this is where you make it count. This is where you make the most of this moment. Excuse me, the season continues or it ends as of today.
Love to see the splits of all these players at home versus on the road. There's a steal. Miller gets behind the defense. Giles giving chase and can't do anything with it. Miller lays it up and in once again. Martin from the top of the key finds Giles. She'll try another three and leaves it short. That pro line throwing Giles off a little bit. Mears this time takes it coast to coast. Lays it up and in.
Well, why not? There are those two all-GAC players. We've seen Millers, we've seen Mears, and now we're seeing them step up here in the second half.
Giles will try to drive this time, goes to the left hand and draws the foul.
And that's one of those, listen, Giles has had a great first half, 13 points in the first half, bailed out by the foul that time. That was not the best look at the basket. She'll go to the free throw line, though.
We talk, at least I have talked about Abby Giles all season being very hot or very cold, and she's had stints of both. It's amazing how when you get to tournament time, these games become microcosms of your season. Giles will try to heat back up again. She makes the first of two. Second one, doesn't touch the rim. Giles 2 of 2 at the stripe to tie us back up after Ouachita had run a pretty good little 6-0 run over a minute to take the lead. The Reddies will tie it there. Miller tries to go to work on Raby. Great job by Raby to wall up. Miller finds Robinson out of that post area. Looking to dump it in. Nice dump into Harrison, who misses the shot, put too much on it. And Templeton secures another rebound. She's been very solid on the glass. 3 in the corner for Raby, and it's a wedgie.
Head back the other direction.
It goes to
Harrison.
Goes to the possession arrow. And Watson will check back in.
Samantha Watson returns.
For Ouachita, take Robinson's place. Watson will come get it from Miller, who will work off the ball. Almost 4 minutes into the second half. We're tied up at 36. Miller, the fake reverse pivot, steps through, puts it off the glass, too strong. And a good pickup there by the slot official to give Miller the on-the-back foul.
That was a good block out by Edens inside, and she came over to help out Templeton on Harrison there. Edens comes over with the help play and also trying to stay in between Miller and the basket as well.
Martin, nice wraparound pass, and Templeton can't get it to go.
Pulled the string on it.
Yeah, little change-up action there. Lost out of bounds, but Ouachita will keep it, and Farrar checks right back into the game.
You know, you see that even on a short-range shot, when you're falling away, it takes off of the shot. You have to put a little bit more on that basketball to get at the basket. I don't care if you're a foot from.
Long inbound will come out to Harrison. Drives all the way to the basket. Little Olay defense by Henderson, and she lays it up and in.
I don't know if Templeton was expecting more help there or not, but she just stopped, and Harrison with a free trip.
Farrar dribbling down. Martin and now Edens top of the key. She's been pretty quiet today for having been a spark. She'll try the little 6-footer, can't get it to go, and Templeton tipped it out of bounds. They'll say she touched it last. Ouachita trying to make a little bit of a run out of it. You see Watson guarded by Giles here in the Reddies man-to-man defense. Miller wants to take advantage of the post matchup. Instead, will bounce it out. Williams with 10 on the shot clock. Dribbling down. Tipton who's checked into the game, and it's an offensive foul.
Offensive foul against number 22.
You'll watch Edens step over. She got there just in the nick of time.
Correction. 23, Madeline Tipton, third personal foul.
Now Mears will check back into the game for Miller.
Well, it's been a struggle of an afternoon for Tipton. She picks up her third personal there and has just not been able to put points on the board.
Farrar finds an open Edens, corner three, well off the mark. Here's with it, will go across the way to the near side to Williams. Harrison will go to work, but picks it up after just one dribble. Cutting to the basket, Williams gets a lane and can't get the shot to fall. And the offensive rebound is tied up, and Henderson State will get it back.
Boy, that was a great look, too, and Williams probably wants that one back. She's not going to get a better shot.
Timeout on the floor in this final quarterfinal on the women's side here of the GAC Championships. Ouachita leads their cross-street rival by 2.
So how do you make it? How do you overcome the odds? There's Natasha's way. Be shy, focus on yourself, till they focus on you. Or Juana's way.
Why be one champ when I want to be 2?
Be like Yusra. Let nothing
Syrian refugee pulls boat to safety.
destroy your dreams.
Screw fate.
Or maybe you beat doubt one step at a time, like Johnny.
Come on down a little further.
What about Zoe? Never satisfied. Not with trophies or stunts. Then there's Dennis. Work with what you got to get what you don't. Or you could be like me. Dream of pro football, get hurt, dream over. Find yourself with just $7 in your pocket. So how did I get here? By being the hardest worker in the room. How are you gonna get here?
A low-scoring affair. Both of these teams trying to keep their seasons alive. As the winner will take on Harding on semifinal Saturday. Martin sprints downhill and has to kick it out. Moved by Giles. Ouachita with a lot of help defenders. Jumping in, trying to pack that man-to-man in, and Farrar has it stripped and taken away. Williams the other way with it. Watson almost wasn't ready for it. It's downhill is fouled before the fact by Martin.
We talked about these two teams and how they played over the course of the season, each team winning at home by 10. First matchup there in Vines Arena went to Ouachita. Miller and Mears 17 and 14 points, but it was Fairless for Ouachita with a 20-point output that day as the Tigers got the win early on in the season.
In 27 minutes off the bench, she was a killer when she got into the game. That game, the Reddies led by as many as 16 points in the early going. Started out on fire. Could not miss from anywhere. They allowed Ouachita to fight back. Henderson just ran cold. Everybody just got cold at the same time. Here's Watson with 8 on the shot clock. Looking on the cross screen, nothing there. Williams has to make something happen. Drives, tries to scoop it. Farrar grabs the rebound. Transition, Farrar wants to take it herself. Tried to throw it across the lane to Bailey, but Watson was there to take it away.
And Watson read that the entire way. Stepped in the passing lane. Good decision on defense.
Oh, and Fairless with a great opportunity had Templeton on her hip. Opened up a lane. The other way, there's Giles. Another deep three, can't get it to go. But Martin ends up with the offensive board. It's bobbled a little bit. As in the corner again, Farrar wants to go off dribbling, had Watson in the air, tries to step through, and now finds Bailey. Martin off the hammer pass. Another one across the lane. Bailey high off the glass, but didn't have anything under it, and it went out of bounds.
You know, the two teams met again Valentine's Day. This time it was across the street at Henderson State, and even though Fairless had another great game, 17 points, she was one of 4 players in double figures for Ouachita. The play of Ashley Farrar in that one was the highlight for the Reddies, a 10-point victory for Henderson State, and Farrar with 30 that night.
That was a game where the Ready offense looked much more like what they wanted to be. And one of the stars of that game as well was J.J. Edens, who had double figures off the bench. Came in, provided a great spark, had tied the ball up a couple of times on the defensive end to give the Reddies the ball back. Just really started a really good streak of playing for her. Great take to the basket by Miller, but she can't get it to go. Allen ends up with it. Goes 1-on-2. Turns, stops in the lane, can't get it to go. Long rebound. There's Raby stepping through on Fairless, puts it over the basket again. As ahead, Miller's got an advantage. A wide open Mears, 3 from the corner, puts it in.
Wow.
And Ouachita with their largest lead of the game, up to 7 points now. Henderson's gone 5 minutes without a point. 1 of their last 12 from the field, 0 of their last 9. Allen wants to change that with a 3, and it won't go. And there's a foul on Basil, and they're going the other way.
Now, the adjustments by Coach Dallimore later in this third period have been very big, but you have to also give credit to the players on the court. It's been better execution as the third quarter has gone along. They missed some easy buckets in the early part right after halftime, and then after that, now on a 7-0 run.
90 seconds to play in the third. Ouachita's largest lead of the game. Miller goes to work on Raby. Steps through, great job by Raby, almost threw it away. Williams had an opportunity to save it. Back out. Miller isolates. Free throw line. Stops, pops, and scores.
No, Raby gave up too much space that time. She's probably had the toughest defensive assignment of anyone today trying to guard Miller, and she just gave too much space.
Back cut. Raby ends up in the painted area and can't get the shot inside to go. Held ball will give it right back to Ouachita inside of a minute. Farrar will come back in the game, as will Templeton. Robinson and Harrison will return for Ouachita. .56 seconds 45-36 Ouachita. Won it in the hands of Miller, who's up to 15 points, 50% shooting from the field. Foul before the shot. Both teams still with 2 fouls to give even after that.
Foul is on Olivia Allen. That's her second. Team's third.
Charge that one to Allen. Henderson State now 6-0-3 without a point as they're 0 for their last 11 shots. Miller goes to work on Allen, and it's offensive. They say Miller threw an elbow.
Well, at some point, if you're a Reddy's fan, you have to say something has to go our way to shift the momentum in the building. That could be it. So the Reddy's trailing by 9 and less than a minute left here in this third quarter. Henderson State needs a shot to fall.
Coming up on 7 minutes without a single point.
Coach Thomas wants to get in the hands of Farrar. There it is.
Pump fakes, then fires up a 3 short. And the rebound again comes down to Mears. Pass ahead now, Watson throws it in the corner. Robinson has an open 3 of her own and can't get it to go. Offensive rebound though, and Ouachita can and probably will hold for the last shot. This will come get it with 7 seconds and now 6. Robinson tries another corner 3 at the horn, puts it in.
She walks off celebrating that shot, and well, she should. Her team now with a double-digit lead heading into the final quarter.
A 12-0 run to finish the third quarter. Henderson State 7 minutes without a basket as we take a look at Robinson's quarter-ending 3 off in plenty of time and holds that follow-through, and Ouachita holds a double-digit lead.
If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Looking back, I think I was a little nervous starting college. But from the moment I arrived at OBU, it felt like home. I found new friends, we laughed together, studied together, and learned what it means to be a bison. Amy. I got to know my professors and found out that they really care about me. I found my place at OBU.
Field goal for Henderson State came at the 8:10 mark of the third quarter with a jumper for Farrar to get the deficit down to 4 points, 34-30. Ouachita has opened up a big lead here. They lead it by 12 going into the final quarter of play, and the 3 for Giles puts it in.
That just exceeded her third quarter output right there. She has 18 points now, 13 through the half, but she scored just 2 in that third quarter. That's a big way to start the fourth.
And to take a little bit of momentum away as Watson gets into the lane and puts up a shot. Henderson State going to have to go tempo here to get themselves back into this one. If they can ever warm up from the perimeter, they can get themselves back in the game. They've got to start making some shots. Martin takes it across the lane, slings one up there, and can't get it to go.
Go, run through, Steve, run through.
Backdoor Watson, Giles falls to the ground. Watson gets the easy path to the basket.
Watson with back-to-back makes for Ouachita, her first 2 baskets of the day.
And Martin double dribbled. She sure did. Terminated a dribble and then tried to change hands. And it didn't work.
Boy, everything turning up for the purple and gold right now. These black uniforms proving to be the right ones here in the building today.
Trying to become just the second 6th seed in GAC tournament history to win an opening round game. There's Mears in the right wing, a deep three, won't go. Williams fights for and controls the rebound. Driving up and under, won't get it to go.
I think she was blocked by the basket that time.
Got herself too far underneath. Giles drives baseline, pulls up from 10 and draws the foul. Harrison will get charged with that one.
Through 3 quarters, by the way, Michaela Miller with 15 points. She had 6 in the 3rd quarter. Grayson Fairless with 11 points. She also had 6 in the 3rd quarter for Ouachita. Laney Mears with 9, now had 5 in that 3rd period. And Abby Giles has 18 for a game high for Henderson State. 7 on the board for Gracie Raby. She did not score in that 3rd period. Ashley Farrar put 4 more points on the board for Henderson State in the 3rd. She's up to just 6 in the game.
And for someone that averages just shy of 20 points a game, that's a big difference. It's 14 points that if she was scoring there on par, the Reddies would either be tied or ahead. It's Giles. With that one in, get it back to an 11-point deficit. Here's from the corner. They're trying to get the ball inside. They know that Fairless is one of their keys. Victory, she'll go to work on Templeton. Double teamed and stepped through and traveled.
And I'd like to see her walk out of that one because that was an awkward look the way she planted her feet. So I'm glad she's able to run down the court and set up again. That could have been bad.
A little different look here. Allen running the point. This is usually Martin's time, but they're trying to get anything with a little momentum. There's a corner 3 from Raby, and it won't go. Fairless the rebound. Side a head fake there. I tipped it. Now Fairless in the short corner with nothing to do. Goes to work on Templeton. Pump fakes up and under and is fouled.
This time she's not trying to split defenders. She was just going up straight up strong and bringing defenders along with her.
First team foul of the 4th quarter.
Somewhat mass substitution here by Henderson State. Haley, Edens, and Basil for Farrar, Raby, and Templeton. Grayson Williams will check in for Ouachita. Something interesting, Joey, for Ouachita, they can keep this double-digit lead and keep Miller on the bench for a stretch run in case she needs it.
You know, and if this is any statement of what Ouachita can do, folks in the GAC better be prepared over the next couple of seasons because this is a young squad. Miller, as you mentioned, she's just the only junior on this team. 2 or 3 sophomores, and then you have a whole lot of freshmen out there right now.
It's a very good recruiting class by Robert Dallimore, and he caused a turnover off the tip pass of Jasmine Bailey. .7:12 to play. Ouachita a 13-point lead, fighting for the basketball. No one wants it. It's held. Allen comes away with it and is fouled.
I hear you talk about Coach Dallimore too. His 4th season, oftentimes people will talk about coaches. It takes to the 4th season before the team truly is that coach's team. There's no doubt this is his team. And you're not getting a lot of transfers in that as well. You're getting a number of players that have been recruited straight out of high school, even homeschool, STEM schools, charter schools. They're finding their way to Ouachita to play for Coach Dallimore.
Great pass across the lane, the no-looker from Jasmine Bailey, and Basil banks it in. Timeout Ouachita, and we're going to take a timeout with them with 6:41 to play. Henderson State with their first field goal in the last 3 minutes. They still trail Ouachita by 11. 6:41 to play.
Hey, what you doing this for? Just out here for recreational purposes? No. Working, man.
Mission today is to work hard until you can't go no more. It's always a team mission. Can't get nowhere without the team. It takes everybody. 1, 2, 3. Hey, you better be open. You better be open.
Man, listen, man, listen. It's only one attitude that you gotta bring. Let's that you need to bring.
Work. I mean, we come out here every day to get better. It was easy, everybody do it, man.
We work out on the street, you feel me? We the best in the nation. We outwork y'all, we outwork anybody.
We
always grinding, always getting better.
Every time I come through these lines, no matter where these lines at, work. Maximum effort.
Let's go.
He's in the best position to make a comeback. It's double digits with 6:41 to play. Will be Ouachita basketball coming out of said timeout. Again, Ouachita trying to become just the second 6 seed in GAC history to win their quarterfinal matchup.
Well, the men's program has already become the second team to achieve a mark like that. Second 8 seed to win a contest in the GAC tournament. Did that here last night. And they are on hand. They're cheering on the women's team. So
they get to take that ever so valuable day off.
Number 33.
They will take on the winner of the Arkansas Tech East Central game. That'll be played later on tonight.
Yeah, that's our next game on the docket. That's the 4-5. That'll be tentatively at 5:45. We think that's number's going to hold true, 5:45 this evening.
Fairless to the line for Ouachita.
Don't forget the nightcap is tentatively scheduled for 8 o'clock. Henderson State a part of that one as well. They are the 6th seed on the men's side of the bracket. They take on Southeastern Oklahoma, the 3 seed.
A game that was like this matchup. Both teams won on their home floor, and both teams won by 20+ points. I have a feeling it won't be like that tonight.
There's no in between when it comes to those two schools.
Ball will stay with Henderson on the long tip out, and Farrar will return.
By the way, that's not a phenomenon that just holds true to this season. I mean, that's been in recent years, too. I mean, it's been big for one team or the other for Southeastern and Henderson State for the men.
Southeastern, the best offense in the league against a defense in Henderson State that is traditionally a very good defense, and they had to turn the heat on just to make the postseason, playing probably their best basketball of the year as they came down the stretch.
Watch the elevator.
Allen trouble with the inbound, gets it right back from Farrar, sets her feet, fires a 3 and puts it in.
Big shot.
Can they get it to single digits? Miller with nowhere to go finds Fairless, spins, held ball.
Giles
comes in there to force the held ball. Possession will keep it with Ouachita.
That was fantastic. Defensive presence there to know exactly where to be, anticipating the spin move and getting the hands in there, not committing the foul, but just tying that one up.
Still 18 on the shot clock for Ouachita. The inbound comes to Harrison. Miller goes to work in the post on Raby. Spins and steps, is fouled. Before the fact, they did score the basket.
They're going to give it to her.
Had her in the gather.
Number 3 on the team scored the basket, shooting 1. Number 13, Michaela Miller.
Miller in the conventional style trying to counteract that three-pointer on the other end, and does it.
A three-point play the old-fashioned way. And a little backcourt pressure for Ouachita, putting some pressure on the true freshman Olivia Allen. Farrar wanted Raby in the corner, had to wait. Driving through some contact, tried to split 2 defenders, couldn't get anything to go there. Right side, Mears steps through, gets into the lane, floats it up there, didn't get enough on it. Miller with the offensive rebound, the power dribble to her disadvantage though as it gets tied up. Reddies will take it back on the alternating possession.
Replacing Gracie Raby.
Now you'll see Martin come back into the game for Henderson State.
Samantha Watson returns, replacing Grayson Williams.
Abby Giles doing everything she can to keep the Reddies in. She leads all scorers with 20 points. Wants to get 3 more there. A deep 3 and puts it off the backboard and won't get it to go. You can get that shot anytime and now commits the frustration foul.
Fouls on Abby Giles, that's her second.
4 team fouls, and Ouachita will shoot free throws the rest of the way.
That's team foul number 4.
Watson will come get it as Miller will work off the ball. Going to get it into Harrison. They want that post matchup. Robinson on the left side looking. Nowhere to go. Giles guarding. Now Miller with 10 on the shot clock. Working one-on-one with Martin. Gets her in the air. Finds an open Robinson who drives baseline. Defender on her hip, and she's fouled.
Well, the defense is just a little slow in a couple of places to get from position to position right now.
We'll step aside. 4:35 to play. Ouachita keeping the lead at double digits. They lead it by 13.
We see you. Your incredible potential and willpower set you apart. You're first to take that leap of faith. First to get to work. First to solve the problem. No burden should be carried alone. We'll be there. Every step, day, challenge. First is your destiny. We get it because first is who we are.
At East Central University, we educate and empower students to transform the world. We provide an exceptional hands-on learning experience with professors who really go that extra mile. East Central University encourages students to become who they're meant to be while making lasting memories. East Central University, welcome home.
Henderson State just cannot get anything going, shooting 29% from the field, 26% from 3. Ouachita not faring much better, but it's working out more in their favor here lately as they have a 59-46 advantage.
Well, I was saying right before we went to break there, defense, the Reddies just trying to stay in front of the ball there, but a little bit slow moving from position to position and trying to get in help positions as well, not allowing just one Ouachita player to drive open to the basket. It's at a point in the game now where you see a little bit of fatigue.
Winner of this game again will face Harding, and they maybe have some low fuel in the tank. Might have a sensor come on for that matchup against Harding tomorrow. But Ouachita has a decent matchup against Harding just in terms of size. You think Harding, you think Sage Hawley, as Farrar fires a 3 off a screen. Can't get it to fall, but Giles can get the offensive board, and Farrar goes to work again all the way to the hoop, and it won't fall. The lid on the rim continues for the Reddies.
Well, Giles has done her part both times, by the way, they played each other this year, and Giles really stepping up on both sides of the ball. But again, that, as you mentioned, the lid on the rim is what is keeping Henderson State at bay right now.
Watson almost carried the basketball, instead finds Miller. Some trouble with that one, and Martin steals it away. Goes 2-on-2 with Farrar. Curls back and finds Giles. Lobbed over the top. Allen, the freshman, open for 3. Puts it in.
Olivia Allen.
Some pressure from the Reddies. Those diagonal passes for Ouachita and bring it up the court.
I think if you're Ouachita, you're going to give a freshman a shot like that. Collapse on Farrar, even if she's struggling right now, you know she can get hot at any point. Giles is there as well. But Allen was just wide open to make that.
Robinson buries her head, goes across the lane, and takes it up and scores with the left hand. Every time Henderson gets a shot to fall, it seems like Ouachita comes back and answers with one of their own. An ill-advised pass stolen by Miller. One-on-one with Farrar. She'll take it and draw a foul and shoot two.
You saw Farrar was not about to let Miller just get the easy look to the basket. Hard foul there, but she was quick to come over and pick up her opponent.
Nothing upgradable about that. Arabian Eddins back in, as is Brindley Huggins. Farrar, Allen, and Martin to the bench for Henderson State. Miller to the line. Get the first one to go. She's 7 of 8 from the stripe today. A point behind Giles for the game lead. Second one goes as well. A 16-point lead. Some pressure. Eddins will be able to get that cleared away.
Token as much as anything. Miller's just staying with Raby the entire time.
Giles steps back from the elbow and scores. Now Henderson State with more than some token pressure. They're going to try to force turnovers here. Miller clears out with her eyes only. Giles right there, competing with Miller. 2:20 to play. 14-point Ouachita lead. Tipped by Giles. Ball is still loose on the floor, and Eddins picks it up.
Numbers.
4-on-2. Eddins across the lane, and she traveled. Another opportunity lost for the Reddies. And Ouachita will take a 30-second timeout. They will have 2 timeouts remaining. Henderson State with 3. As you get inside of a minute, both teams have plenty of timeouts to work with should they choose to advance the ball.
You just have to look at what Ouachita's done, by the way. Again, it's been a while since Ouachita has won in a quarterfinal. But in the way they're playing right now, I mean, it has been very, very much solid.
They've done their job offensively. They've gotten stops and they've gotten baskets. And they've needed baskets. And the Reddies have not been able to put the ball in the basket when they've needed to.
And it does have to go back, as we saw that stat there, it's been a long, long time since Ouachita has won in a first-round contest here in the GAC tournament. It's big.
Hard man-to-man defense. There's Miller, who will dribble across. With some pressure, will find Watson. Inside of 2. Double bounce down there to Robinson. She'll bring it out to Miller between the circles.
Ouachita not in a hurry, and Giles is going to pick up the foul right there, and she's not giving up on this. She's given quite an effort now, 38+ minutes.
I have some offense for defense subs. Martin and Farrar will come back in the game. Huggins and Eddins. Fairless checks back in for the first time in a while. Miller right back to the free throw line where she is 8 of 9 today. First up and good. Ouachita very good from the free throw line today. 22 of 27. Now 22 of 28. As the announcers jinx strikes again. Raby takes it coast to coast, and she'll lay it up too strong off the backboard, but Martin grabs the rebound. Now out to Giles, step back, deep 3, can't get it to go. Fought for the rebound, and Raby's gonna pick up a foul. She may have taken a stray.
Well, I think that trip on the offensive end for Henderson State has been indicative of the day for Henderson State. Just couldn't get the good looks, and Raby had an opportunity to go to the basket, and it just did not turn out her way. In the meantime, Fairless again on the free throw line. Another great day in 3 contests this year against Henderson State. Fairless has fared well.
Double figures all 3 games. She just put in her 16th point of today's game. 90 seconds remaining. Second free throw goes as well, and Ouachita increases their largest lead of the game.
Now, Fairless 9 for 10 on the free throw line.
Haley in the lane finds Martin out there, corner 3, can't get it to go. Williams the rebound, and now we'll get it over to Miller. Reddy's trap. Not overly intent on fouling here early. Trying to get a turnovers. We're inside of a minute.
Now, and you feel like this Henderson State, they know it. They know that this is going to go the way of the rivals today, and for the second time in as many games this afternoon, as perfect use of the shot clock by Ouachita, it's going to be the team in the dark jersey that will advance.
As Robinson puts that one in from 16 feet. Haley across the lane.
This was a stat you mentioned a little earlier.
Scoreless here in the 4th quarter. She wants to change that right here. She takes Miller inside the lane and rattles one home. It looks like she's going to be kept to just single-digit scoring.
And Ouachita, first quarterfinal win in 11 years. Beat Monticello back then.
And they will hold the ball and let the clock expire. Purple and white fans and players alike celebrating for that first quarterfinal win in 11 years. And they're going to take the victory today, 70-53. And they will play their other rivals from Arkansas, the Harding Lady Bisons, tomorrow afternoon for a chance to play for a GAC championship. We'll come back and talk more about it after this on the GAC Sports Network.
A place that nurtures, encourages, and strengthens you. Most people call that home. We call it Harding University. Here, you will be challenged to grow spiritually, intellectually, and academically in an environment that inspires you to find your meaning and purpose. Our campus life fosters a community of people who will become lifelong friends. Come see for yourself what Harding is about. Pursue your meaning and purpose here with us at Harding University.
Hey Future Readies, are you interested in a career in business? Henderson State University offers bachelor's and master's degrees in business administration and certificates in analytics, marketing and communications, and nonprofit management. Visit hsu.edu/degrees to see the full list of degree opportunities. We are here to help you be ready for what's next. Contact us at admissions@hsu.edu or visit hsu.edu/readies to apply today or schedule a campus visit.
Hey Future Readies, are you interested in careers that help your community? Henderson State University offers degrees in nursing, teaching, psychology, social work, and health and human performance. Visit hsu.edu/degrees to see the full list of degree opportunities. We are here to help you be ready for what's next. Contact us at admissions@hsu.edu or visit hsu.edu/readies to apply today or schedule a campus visit.
Back here with you from Fire Lake Arena, he's Joey McWilliams, I'm Blake Smith, and we are joined by our player of the game from Ouachita Baptist, Michaela Miller, fresh off a 70-53 win over Henderson State. And Michaela, it seems like everything that could go right for the Tigers, particularly in that second half, went very well.
Yes, sir, it did. My team, I guess we were just a little nervous in the first half, but we definitely played hard in the second half, and I'm just so proud of this group of girls.
You were able to get to the free throw line very efficiently as a team, shooting 24 of 30. How aggressive was your message? How aggressive were you supposed to be offensively, getting downhill and getting to the basket?
Well, you know, we have some of the best three-point shooters in the league, but we knew that we had a lot of size in the paint, so Coach D told us that we really needed to focus on getting the ball into the paint and getting to the rim. He really emphasized that.
Coach did a fantastic job and really had a good game plan for you all today. Michaela, 21 points. And importantly, as Blake mentioned, I mean, you were fouled 8 times, went to the free throw line. 9 of 11 from the free throw line today. That was key. How big was that on that free throw line? What was that goal looking like for you?
I was just taking it one free throw at a time. You know, I try to shoot 50 free throws after practice every day. I started off the season a little rough, but I'm getting back into my groove.
Well, it looks like you found that groove today, no doubt.
Yes, sir.
So you advanced to your first semifinal since 2012, and you'll take on your not as heated but still heated rival in Harding. And I know that's a tough matchup for you, but one that you and your teammates will look forward to.
Yes, sir, most definitely. You know, Harding has a very talented team, and it's definitely going to be different, a little different from this game. This was more fast-paced. Harding likes to try to get it in the paint as much, but I think it'll be fun.
We're looking forward to an exciting matchup. Michaela, go celebrate with your team, and we'll see you tomorrow in the semifinals.
Thank you, sir. Go Tigers.
A 70-53 win for Ouachita. While that one hurts me personally, it was the better team today did win the game, Joey.
Really, they did. And again, Coach Dallimore, and she talked about that. Coach Dallimore had the perfect game plan for today, and they executed very well on both ends of the court. Good defense. That was what I thought would be key in this matchup, and I really do think it was. You look at that, you see Ashley Farrar mentioned early on the stat we saw near the end of the game, averaging 19.7 points a game. She had 8 today, 2 of those coming late, well after the fact, after this one had all been decided. So keeping her in check, keeping Raby in check as well. Gracie Raby with just 7 points today. Leading the way for Henderson State was Abby Giles, 22 points. She had a game high. She was fantastic on both ends of the court. But you see the great play from all the players on the Tigers side. A couple of players of note here. Michaela Miller, we mentioned, 21 points to lead her team. Grayson Fairless, 17 points again. And we talked about that. The freshman coming up big against the rivals all 3 times this year. Heidi Robinson had 12 points as well. Lainey Mears with 9 points for Ouachita. A very, very big win, a very big game for them. And again, I don't think you can say enough about not only the number 6 seed winning for only the 2nd time, but getting into the quarterfinals for Ouachita for the first time in more than a decade here in the GAC tournament. That's big, and it's something that these girls can hang their hats on for at least an hour or 2 before they start looking toward Harding.
So our Final Four is set. Semifinals tomorrow between Southern Nazarene and Oklahoma Baptist, and between Ouachita Baptist and Harding. Your top 2 seeds against your 5 and 6 seed respectively. Ouachita takes this one 70-53. We will be back around 5:45 tonight with men's action quarterfinals. Got some good ones, Arkansas Tech and East Central, followed by Southeastern Oklahoma and Henderson State. For Joey McWilliams and everyone back in the truck, it's Blake Smith. We'll talk to you later tonight.